Going on, my dudes? This is Math Time with Mr. G, and today we're going to compare and order real numbers. So the first thing I want to define is a perfect square. So picture any two numbers that are the exact same. So 3 times 3. So it's the exact same number of 3, which is 9. So a square has a square root. So that means the square root of 9 is 3. So to give another example, 7 times 7 is 49. So it's the exact same number, which means that the square root of 49 is 7. So there will be times, though, where we get an imperfect square root. So 60. So 60 isn't a perfect multiply two numbers against each other. In fact, the square root of 60 is 7.74597 when I plug that into my calculator. So it doesn't give us a perfect whole number. So we're going to learn a quick way to compare numbers when we don't have a calculator available to us. So 60 is between the perfect square root of 49 and 64. So 7 times 7 and 8 times 8. 60 is between 49 and 64. So that means our answer is somewhere between 7 and 8. What we always do is the number on the left is going to be our first number, 7 point. Next, we're going to look and see, is 60 closer to 49? If it is, we're going to say 7.3. If it is closer to 64, we're going to say 7.7. And if it is perfectly in the middle, we're going to say 7.5. So it's either 3, 5, or 7. Well, Mr. G, how do we know which one it is? I did 60 minus 49, 60 minus 64, and kind of saw where it was closer to. But again, we're just guessing. It's guesstimation. So because 60 is closer to 64, my final answer I'm going to say is 7.7. When the real answer was 7.74597, that's a pretty good guess. So the next thing they're going to ask you to do is to compare on a number line. So when I have a fraction, SQRT stands for square root, and a decimal, I have to make all of them equal the same thing. So I can either make them all be fractions, all be square roots, or all be decimals. I choose decimals. I think that's the easiest. So I converted this into a decimal by doing 3 divided by 4, and I got 0.75. I'm going to skip this one for now. This next one is already a decimal, so it's good to go. Now, the square root of 2 is between 1 times 1 and 2 times 2. We use the smaller one to start with, so 1 point. And 2 is closer to 1 than 2 is closer to 4. So I'm going to say 1.3. I don't know if that's exactly what the square root of 2 is. It's a guess. So my last decimal is 1.3. So on a number line, the smallest one goes to the left, middle, and the biggest number. Then what I write above the number line is how they gave it to us. So negative 0.3, 3/4, and the square root of 2. Other than that, be kind to one another, ask lots of questions, and think deeply.